Let's do this. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, gamers? What's up, Xbox fans? What's happening? Guess what the Activision court case is about? What is the biggest game? What is the biggest game that's coming out this year? The biggest game on September the 6th. Starfield. So guess what this Activision court case is all about from the get-go? Starfield. You're like, what? Listen to this. What's up, Twigtown? What's up, game developer? What's up, WCCF Tech? What's happening, Tech for Gamers? Listen to this. I got this article from a game developer. Listen to this. This is all about... Look, yesterday I said to myself... Yesterday I was thinking about this Activision court case. And I said to myself, what if Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley says, oh, Starfield has to be on PlayStation? And I was about to make a video about it, but I said, nah, don't do it right now. Don't do it. But this is even better. Listen to this. Federal FTC uses Starfield to fuel block against Microsoft Activision merger. I'm going to read it again. FTC uses Starfield to fuel block against Microsoft Activision merger. Oh my God. It says here, in the FTC's eyes, Microsoft past handling of big exclusive provide a roadmap to its future plans. Didn't I tell you that didn't I told you all when I was covering this from day one? I said the FTC rushed to judgment. Didn't I tell you this? Okay, all right. Oh, I look good. Anyway, listen to this. It says here, the FTC thinks Starfield is proof of how Microsoft will handle games. It could acquire from Activision Blizzard. In a new filing, the U.S. regulator claims the Xbox maker handling of Bethesda's upcoming RPGs give powerful evidence for its decision to file an injunction against the in-progress acquisition. Oh boy. It says here, Microsoft actions following its 2021 acquisition of ZeniMax speaks louder than defendant's words, wrote the FTC defendant. Put great stock in Microsoft's concern about infuriating gamers if it were to foreclose rival access Activision comments. But those same concerns did not stop the ZeniMax decision. While Bethesda wasn't the first third-party studio Microsoft acquired, it was arguably one of the biggest, and that fact hangs over the studio others' business moves. Both Starfield and Arcane Redfall from May have been heavily touted as Microsoft's exclusive, and the developer has indicated Bethesda's next mainline Elder Scrolls entry will follow suit. To the FTC, this sets precedents for how Microsoft will handle Activision Blizzard franchise, and Call of Duty specifically. In its filing, the FTC points out that both Activision Blizzard and Microsoft claims most PlayStation users do not play Call of Duty at all. Not only does the regulator call that a bad defense, it alleged that it has evidence to disprove that statement. And then it said here, anything else? Oh, wait a minute. Let me keep going here. Got one more here. It says Microsoft acquisition handling gives a mixed message. It says, should the merger go through, the FTC believes that eventually Microsoft will lock off Activision Blizzard content to its ecosystem. That possibly has been a constant part of discussion around this merger, and one that Microsoft has repeatedly insisted against. It should be noted, though, the FTC was slightly vindicated with Redfall. Weeks before release, co-director Harvey Smith admitted a PlayStation 5 version of the game was in the works, but it was canceled following Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda. That said, Microsoft also made several shows of good faith to prove it won't be gating games off to its ecosystem. It entered cloud gaming related deals with numerous subscription services, some of which will include Call of Duty if things go according to plan. Last year, it also entered into a 10-year deal with Nintendo to bring the shooter franchise to the Japanese developer console. Sony reportedly got the same offer but turned it down for being inadequate, even as Microsoft has said it would be fine with the game being on PlayStation Plus. It's only natural that Starfield is centered in another acquisition attempt. Given how hard Microsoft has pushed Starfield as an exclusive, it's easy to feel like the studio is talking out of both sides of its mouth, and that it may find some loophole to exploit it if it does acquire Activision Blizzard. And that is the end of the article, huh? So Federal Trade Commission. Let me get this straight. First, you tried to block the deal, said it was anti-competitive, right? Then you removed Nintendo from the equation. So that you didn't have an argument there. You lost that argument because you can't remove Nintendo because they are a part of the game industry and they have a Call of Duty fan base. Then you file an injunction. The CMA now, they talk about, oh, we don't think the deal is going to cause any harm, but we're more concerned about cloud gaming. But then the CMA turns around and put a 10-year block right after they filed their lawsuit. And basically what they're doing is giving Sony a 10-year window to work on their cloud infrastructure. That's all that comes down to. And now you're trying to use, now because you don't have any ammunition. So let me get this straight. The CMA and the FTC don't have any ammo or ammunition. So now they're trying to use Starfield. They're trying to use Starfield as their argument. You know what? They should have the CMA and the FTC should have both said this was about Starfield. They should have said the reason why we blocked the deal is because of Starfield. But you told the public anti-competitive. So basically you're running out of ammunition. You have no ammo against Microsoft. You're trying to use Starfield. Well, if you're going to go that route, then we could really talk about Final Fantasy VII being on PlayStation. And what about Spider-Man? You know, Spider-Man was appearing on multiple consoles before, but now it's exclusive to PlayStation. We could talk about that, but that's just made up. But really, they really don't have a case here. Like I've been saying from day one. They never had any cases. They never had a case here. They were just running on speculation, and they really don't understand cloud gaming. They're running out of ammunition. They really don't. Like I said before, you need to come up with a solid, concrete argument that sticks, and you don't have one. Yeah. See, every judge in California probably looking at me like, "Do not bring Chris to my courtroom." I'm sitting here playing. Look, look. They don't have an argument here. They really don't. The CMA. The CMA right now. They got to face Microsoft and Activision in the tribunal courts. Yeah. And they got to come up with a solid, concrete argument. You guys try to base this off of a high-performance console market. You really ain't got it. We've been having a high-performance console market since day one. All those consoles from the Atari consoles, 2600s, for that time and for that time period, for that time and that time period, those were high-performance consoles. And you tried to remove Nintendo, huh? Can't do that. Nintendo saved the game industry when the video game industry was in trouble. Yeah. And then Nintendo has a Call of Duty fan base, and it's big. So you try to base this off of a high-performance console market. But then you got to get in front of a judge now and explain how did Call of Duty get on the 3DS or even the GameCube. And by the way, the GameCube is a high performance console. By the way, just saying, they really don't have an argument here. And you're trying to use Starfield as a way to say that's how Call of Duty is going to be. If you're going to go that route, then we could say the same thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII and Spider-Man. Like I said to people before, Microsoft beat everybody to the punch with this. It was Activision Blizzard was on a first come, first served basis. The moment Facebook name got mentioned in that equation, it clicked right then and there. I'm like, okay. I said to myself, okay, Activision Blizzard is up for grabs. And Microsoft beat them to it. So, if you're trying to use Starfield as your argument, you really ain't got no ammunition. You ain't got no ammo. You're just running out. Yeah. Just saying. Yep. Oh, and speaking of Redfall too. Speaking of Redfall, that game can be fixed. And then the Arcane, the developers of Arcane now can use Redfall 1 as motivation to make Redfall 2 even better. So yeah, the FTC really don't have any ammunition here. They really don't. They trying to say it's first. You said this was anti-competitive. That's what you told the public. And you got to prove that argument. So now you're running to Starfield now. You're running out of ammo. That's all this comes down to right now. You really don't have a strong case against Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. You really don't. They really don't, man. Yeah. Microsoft beat everybody to the punch with this, man. They gave everybody 10-year contracts, Even PlayStation gave them. Just saying. Yeah. CMA. Look, the European Commission. They didn't think the deal was going to cause any harm. So does the countries that's supporting Microsoft in this. They don't think the deal is going to cause any harm. Just saying. They really don't have a strong case here. They really don't have a strong case. Try to use Starfield as a way. That game is getting so much attention right now. To try to use Starfield as a way to say, man, this is crazy. Microsoft should the FTC believes that eventually Microsoft will lock off Activision Blizzard content to its ecosystem. Don't you know that the 10-year contracts that Microsoft gave to people means that they can't keep all that content to themselves? All those cloud gaming services have to get the content. They really don't. They really don't have an argument here. They just don't. Let's see what else is on this thing. But this is crazy. It wouldn't make any sense for Microsoft to be giving out 10-year contracts and then all of a sudden, okay, I'm gonna withhold content from the cloud streaming providers like Nvidia, Enware, Enware, Ubitus, Boosteroid. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. They just don't. they just don't have an argument here. They really don't. You know, and like I said from day one, they just got to you got to come up with an argument that sticks. And then, you know, at first you were trying to say streaming. You were trying to use streaming as your argument. You ain't they don't have the they don't have that that's not even a strong argument, because in order for streaming to grow, you need people. And if people like the service, like I said before, then what? They don't the FTC really don't have an argument here. They really don't. You know, they're running out of ammunition here, you know. Like I told you guys, this is an endurance game. I said to everyone, this is an endurance game. Yeah. And it's showing right now, you know. Yeah. Because if you're trying to use Starfield as the argument, then Microsoft can say the same thing about Spider-Man and Final Fantasy 7. They really don't have an argument here. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy with the article. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Dark side. Peace.